Hi, you guys. Welcome to a new episode of Too Much with Shey
and Becca. Hey y'all, how you doing? I'm not gonna do it, Shayla. I'm not gonna do it.
Welcome, guys. If you are a recurring viewer, yes, this is Shayla, you guys. This is a monumental moment because I never straighten my hair. But if you live in the East Coast, you understand, honey. We've been in frigid weather, single digits, and the worst is yet to come because we are expecting a real crazy snowstorm. And this is how I feel right now. Okay. It better storm after I just bought all these groceries. Ciao. One thing about me, I try to do stuff in advance. And so this morning I woke up extra early to go to ShopRite because on Thursday after the gym I went to Costco and it literally gave me flashbacks to the pandemics. People were on some crazy vibes. So then I'm like, mind you, the snowstorm is supposed to happen on Sunday and people already wilding out on Thursday. So it better snowstorm because I feel like every time they hype up the snowstorm, it'd be like two little snowflakes.
Nah, so I'm not gonna go. Actually, I'll talk when we get into our weekly rundown.
Okay. So, anyways, if you are new, welcome. I'm Shey. That's Becca. And this is our podcast, Too Much. We finally reached 400 subscribers. So thank you guys.
411, girl. 411.
Yes. And I don't know who's doing the math, but let's do the math on that. We are trying to reach 1,000, but really, let's say
Are you about to do the math on
yes.
500?
Yeah, 500 minus 411 is 89.
Oh,
So
89. Yes.
help us reach. Subscribe. Pause. Are you subscribed? Are you? Who knows? Please subscribe. Help us reach our goal of 500 subscribers before March, my birthday. Let that be my gift from y'all to me.
Ooh.
Is to reach 500 subscribers. We could do it. Anyways, we talk about all things culture, sports, entertainment. So, yeah, as always, let's begin with our weekly rundown. Tell us, Becca, what's happening in your week?
First off, I do want to say welcome to the new subscribers. When we made it to 400, I was like, oh my God. Because, one thing about me, Shayla clocks me on this, but I'm like consistently checking. Like, I'm like, Shayla, we got 2 more subscribers today. We got 3 subscribers today. Shayla's like, don't tell me nothing until we're like up by the 10s every time, right? Mm-hmm. So when we made 400, I was geeked. And then I saw we made 410 and I saw 411. I said, oh, y'all really like us. Like, oh, wow. And it's
thank you.
Thank y'all to y'all because I appreciate that. Shayla and I put a lot of work into this, but I just want to make sure before I get into my week that I just mentioned like how grateful I am for you guys. Every subscribe means so much to me and Shayla. And we appreciate y'all. We keep pushing out this content for y'all because Shayla and I like to talk naturally, but the fact
that us talking naturally on the phone is way less work than this, honey.
No facts. And I say a lot more crazier stuff, but anyway, it's okay. So I just want to say I'm grateful before I even get into my week. So my week. So it snowed on Saturday. And I remember they were like, oh, if it snows on Saturday, it's not going to snow Sunday. They lied because it snows Saturday and Sunday, right? So when I saw it was snowing on Saturday, I texted Shayla. I was like, is there snow next to you? And Shayla was like, I don't see nothing yet. I'm like, okay, like, yeah, cool, me too. So me and Shayla had a candle making class to go to. So I'm like, okay, I have to drive up north. Like, cool, calm, collected. It is what it is. Baby, I get out the shower. I see snowflakes. I look down the street. I see white street. I said,
the accumulation was at 1,000, 0 to 100.
Literally. And I was just like, you know what? It's okay. Like, I don't mind driving in the snow, but I know like I have to drive slower. Right. And so as I'm driving, I run out of windshield fluid. I'm like, because when people are driving, it get dirty and everything like that. I'm like, ain't no way. Luckily, I was like 10 minutes away from the location. So I'm like, I could see enough to be good. But then I was like, I see Shayla. I was like, Shayla, you got something in your car? Like, I don't know how this is going to work. Long story short, who needs a man when you got a Shayla? Because I didn't even know how to put it in my car. Shayla came with me to my car. She poured it in. My baby got some juice, some liquid for the window. And I was very grateful for Shayla. So I just want to give you a little shout out because you did that for your girl.
Thank you.
I owe you a gallon, but
no, you do not owe me no gallon. But I will say, you know how to pump gas, so you can one day teach me how to. Didn't you do that when you went to Texas with or did you just do that for social media?
No, Deanna showed me how to do
so
it.
you know how to do it. She showed you.
First off, also I got my nails done. Look at that.
Okay, period. In honor of Valentine's Day.
But they're not Valentine's set. That's the problem.
Oh, well, your pre-Valentine's set.
I really wanted to do like red because I feel like I hadn't did red like in a minute. But then I also have been wanting to do like a cheetah print. So I was like, oh, I'll put them things together. And then they came out and it looks like Valentine's Day. And I was just like, I like them, but I had to do something simple before my actual Valentine's Day set. But I'm like kind of like stressed because then it's also the Mariah the Scientist concert. So I'm like, do I want to go to Mariah the Scientist with Valentine's Day? Y'all, this is the type of stuff that go through my head. I know, first world problems anyway. So yes, Shayla put some fluid in my baby. I don't know how to pump gas for real. Do you see this acrylic set? I don't think me gripping a nozzle looks cute, but it's okay. Later that day, I went mini golfing and with my cousins, and it was cool, calm, collected. Any time spent with friends and family is a great time for me. I just realized Shayla and I have this conversation every time we go places. We really could open a business because all these businesses show us what not to do. Like I was just sitting there, I'm like, this is a little dysfunctional.
Wait, before you continue on that same note, when after the candle making class, or we had to we made our candles, then we went out to eat because you couldn't get it right away. You have to wait 2 hours. So we went to this new spot in Montclair, New Jersey, if you know, you know. And so we sat there. The food, again, we're really true Caribbeans. We are trying to, New Year, scope out the scenery, try new foods. You know what I mean?
Scope out the scenery.
But I think for those things, you have to go with people that actually love to try different foods because they can guide you. Two of us, both of us together, we're setting ourselves up. So as we went to this place, everything was very much not good. The drinks was hot.
Yo.
They're bringing us appetizers. Rebecca said, oh, this clear noodles is supposed to be so, a thing. I said, girl, we really wasted our money. And then we asked water with lemon. And the girl was like, oh, we don't have lemons. Meanwhile, they bring out the main dish with lemon slices. I'm like, how about that? Mind you, the dish did not need them lemon slices. How about y'all save those for the water?
Yeah. I was and then she was like, oh, I have lime. And I was like, girl, I don't want no lime. I want the lemon on the side of the whole food. I said, and Shayla had me screaming in that establishment because Shayla was
it was quiet. I'm like, we are going to get kicked out of the establishment.
Yeah, it was just like Shayla said, we need to go with people who like different meals and stuff like that. Because if it's just Shayla and I are
we're lost.
And so we're just going based off of ingredients. We're like, oh, I think I like this type of ingredient. Or you look at the photo and looks are deceiving. So it's I'm trying different things. Honestly, I left that place hungry.
Girl. And then it was the main dish came with 30 sides. But it was many things. And Rebecca's like, oh, you're supposed to eat it with the rice. And I'm just like, it was just, the math was not mathing for me. And so moving forward, we need other people with us when we try new spots. It's just at least foods that are out of our culture. And I know that may sound insensitive, but it's real. We're willing to try it. It's just, if I don't know anything, I'm going to set myself up. And we are paying our hard-earned money, so I want to make sure I at least it a little bit. We left the appetizers right there. It was just a waste of money, but we did try a coffee shop. I like the coffee, and we went to
coffee, but it was cute. It was cute vibes. It was real chill. It's Middle Eastern, so they playing the Middle Eastern tunes. And then I was telling Shayla about that ice cream.
They ate down with that.
Yeah, I love that. But All in all to say, yes, Shayla and I had a great time. We like to try different things. My motto in life is I'll try most things once, right?
Right.
And when I try it, the ones that really guides me, like it might, I think this was like, was it Thai food or Korean food? It was one of the two.
I don't think it was Thai. I don't think
I
it
think
was.
it was Korean food, honestly.
I
But
don't
I'm
think
like, I like Korean barbecue, so I would think I would
this
like it.
this place was not giving Korean barbecue. I'm sorry if I'm touching my hair, y'all. It's like,
Wow, who is she? Who this? New me? Who this?
but you know, anytime you do something new, like when I get engaged, I'm gonna be like this, like for a
Oh,
whole
girl,
week.
the day I get engaged, I tell
So
people
yeah,
this
I
all
get
the time.
it.
I'm getting everything off the top shelf for you. You need that? I'm like,
Mm.
oh, you know, I was a fiance.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah,
I'm
I
like,
get
oh, my
it.
man gave me this. My man, my man, my man. Anyway, to make a long story short,
Long story long.
long story long, literally. Also, it was Martin Luther King Jr. Day. You know, I feel like we say MLK, but gotta add the junior. So I was off for work, and I realized when you go, like when you have that work week where it's like you had that one extra day off out of your work week, I feel like my work week feels longer. Like I feel like these 4 days, I've been fighting for life. Like I'm like, oh my God, where is the weekend? Especially because like my job has been dragging it with this like storm coverage. Granted, it is supposed to be really bad. To your point, Shayla, I went to the grocery store today too. Baby, I went to ShopRite first. ShopRite empty. I don't see potatoes. I don't see milk. I don't see eggs. I don't see nothing. Mind you, granted, I already had all those stuff. The things that I'm lactose intolerant. So I'm looking for lactate. So they have plenty of lactate. But the regular milk, gone. Potatoes, gone. I'm like, this is why I don't like living in this world where you slow individuals. The way that y'all stock up on things out of panic does not make sense to me. It's like I saw somebody buy 5 gallons of milk. Do you realize they all got a similar expiration date? Like,
We're not about to be locked in the house for 5 months. Unless the only way I would kind of maybe sort of let that pass is if you got 10 kids in the house.
Facts.
And let me see them kids. How old are they?
No, facts. And like, I'm just sitting here, I'm like, it's not like y'all do so much. It's actually, it like scares me because it, like Shayla said, goes back to the pandemic. Y'all are really like the slow demic is real. You do not need all of that. Like, there needs to be some type of like realistic check in your mind where it's like, oh, 5 gallons of milk, they all expire on February 5th. We gonna have a snowstorm for 2 days. They gonna clean up after the second day. Why do I need all this milk in the house? Like, you're not even gonna go through all that. So now you're just wasting resources. It makes no
And then
sense.
when I see people panic like that, I like they make me scared. I'm like, am I not doing enough? You know what I mean? Because it's like, if these people got the 5 gallons, like, and I only got one, do I need more? You know what I mean? Like, when you see so many people panicking, you also feel like I'm not doing enough, so I need to overshot. But then I'm like, Shayla, you live alone. And like Rebecca says, I feel like as long as you have enough realistically for a week, and let's be honest, we live in Jersey, we are prepared for snow type thing. So you're not about to be locked up for a week. Realistically, max 3 days. And that is pushing it.
Like, legitimately pushing it. And I'm just like, how many eggs you about to crack in the pan? Like, are you eating eggs breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Like, are you drinking boiled milk? Like, I don't understand. I don't get it. And so I ended up going to a local supermarket. And luckily for me,
Mhm.
like the local supermarkets aren't as busy as like the ShopRites, the Targets,
Right.
Costco's, and stuff like that. But because it's a local supermarket, things are a little more expensive,
Expensive.
unfortunately. So I'm like, I have to pay a pretty penny just to get some the everyday items that I could get at ShopRite. And I know somebody's gonna be like, well, why did you wait so long? Why do y'all act like this? Like, y'all not, you asking me why I waited so long, but why do y'all act like this? That's the real question we need to ask, because
And it's early because the snow summer is supposed to begin like
Sunday, like
Sunday.
Saturday night,
Right. Saturday night into Sunday. And we're talking about dang. We're preparing on Thursday and Friday. We are ahead of the game. But anyways, that was Rebecca's week. For me, as you can tell, I woke up on Sunday as I touch my hair again. And it was so cold. Usually I curl my hair on Sundays or like a day of the week, and it lasts me for a week. But I woke up on Sunday and it was so cold. I'm like, I do not want to wash my hair. And another thing about that is I don't know if it's just where I live, but sometimes when it's so cold and you shower like late at night, the water don't be as hot as I need it to be. And that just makes me even more mad. So I said, let me try to straighten my hair. And so I have bought a Revlon dry brush like probably like last year and a flat iron, but girl, those things never get used in my house. They're just there because I'm
For
a just in
decoration.
case person. I'm like, well, what if one day, and here was the one day, and I texted my sister, I'm like, hey, like, can I come over and you help me with this? And she did, and I let her cut my hair, which is crazy, but it was just like the ends. It was nothing crazy. So we'll see what it looks like when I curl it, but I'm sure my curls will be fine. It feels weird having straight hair because, like I said,
Fingers be running through that thing.
hello, and I feel like I have one strand of hair compared to when my hair is curly. But it's very funny because people that don't see me often are always like, "Oh, do you ever straighten your hair? Do you ever straighten your hair?" And so I'm like, "Look at me now. This is me with straight hair. Don't get used to it because I very much will curl my hair because my hair straight does not last, and I'm not about to be worrying about a drop of water hitting my hair and then I look crazy and insane." And also, High School Musical hit like their 20-year anniversary or whatever this week. And last week at my job, I was able to do like a cute little social thing with the director of all the High School Musical series. And that was super like full circle for me.
Ortega girl, say his name. Kenny
Kenny
Ortega.
Ortega. Yes, with Kenny Ortega. And it was so exciting because y'all know I love like Disney in general down, but like High School Musical, we've talked about how iconic the series is, and I learned that he was Hispanic. I didn't know that. So yeah, he reshared the video I like produced and edited on his story, and I was like, oh my god, little Shey would be so happy and excited. So that was a full circle moment.
I just want to say really quickly, when they told me that it was the 20th anniversary of like, I believe it was for the first High School Musical, right?
Yeah.
I was sitting here, I said, Rebecca, you were 7. Like, I
Oh,
was 7.
yeah. We're
I'm
getting old.
like, 20 years and I'm still singing. I still sing Bop to the Top. Like, I
Hello,
don't,
iconic.
okay, like, what do you mean, Caliente, Suave? And we on that
Yes.
bop,
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 hey,
bop, bop to the top. They
hey.
down in that, and no one could ever make me
Honestly,
feel
well, you
different.
know what's crazy, baby? Because like, I'm slightly a messy, like messy little goober, right? And I think it's so funny seeing like the actors who like, the Vanessa Hudgens, Corbin Blue,
Mhm.
how a lot of them like were reposting their memories and nobody, including Zac Efron. That had me. I said, what's tea?
Shade.
What's tea? I mean, Vanessa Hudgens did one where like, you know, Zac Efron was there for a little second, but the rest of them
Right.
is like all
I
the
just
other people.
I hate how he went through all of that cosmetic surgery. Like you did not need none of that. Like now it gives.
But apparently he was like in a car accident and had to get his like jaw reconstructed. That's
Oh,
why he looked like a Roblox character now.
oh, I'm sorry if
I
that
mean,
was
I
like
don't know
he
if that's
had
a true
to.
statement. I'm not keeping up with no Zac Efron. But like
Okay.
I just think it's like realty. Even Corbin Blue, when he posted everything, he posted Drew Seeley, who was the singing voice for Troy Bolton. Because Zac Efron, I don't think he could sing like that for real. So it was
Mm,
like Drew Seeley's voice, and he posted a video of like, photo of like Sharpay, Ashley Tisdale, Vanessa
yeah.
Hudgens, all them, and Drew Seeley. No Zac Efron. I said, yo,
I
what
know.
is tea?
There definitely has to be tea there
Oh,
because Zac
bro.
Efron is literally the main character. Like you can't not, you know what I mean? You got to go out of your way to not post him in
Like,
a High School
honestly, I was
Musical.
just like, yikes, 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 yikes.
Yeah.
And I just want to end this by saying really quickly, I didn't mention this. I, as we get into 2026, I'm realizing a lot of my flaws. And one of the flaws I have is thinking that guys actually want to be my friend. And I know it's a problem. It's really a problem. Like, I think every guy, I'm like, oh, Shayla, this guy want to be my friend. Shayla's like, he does not want to be your friend. I'm like, I just want a guy best friend. And then people are like, well,
Oh,
girls and guys
good.
can't be friends. You said why not? Why?
No, like why do you want a guy best friend?
I just always love the idea of like that guy girl friendship dynamic.
What is that? I don't. What's the dynamic that's different than a
I don't
girl?
know. It's like different vibes. Like being friends with guys is so much different than being friends with girls.
How? I feel like unless it's more than friends, there is not different.
No, it is different. I don't know
What's
how to
the
explain it.
difference?
It's just different vibes. It'd be much more chiller. Guys don't be caring about a lot for real.
Child, I guess. Anyways, that was that on our weekly rundown. Clearly, we had a lot going on this week because we spent 20 minutes on it. But now let's move over to our news segment. We have a lot of topics to get to. If you are scared of news, please do not worry. Don't run. We advise you to stay. But if you don't want to hear about anything that's happening in the news segment, please feel free to fast forward to our social corner or our sports corner. But don't go. So for the first story that we're going to cover today, as it seems like it continues to be a reoccurring thing. I want to first show a photo that you've probably already seen all over social media, and it is of this 5-year-old boy. His name is Liam Conejo. Let me show you guys the photo. This is him right here, Liam Conejo. You've probably seen this photo all over social media. And if you're wondering why, once again, it involves ICE. Okay. ICE is just the violence continues to escalate, right? So, escalating ICE raids continue in Minnesota. And this week, a 5-year-old boy named Liam Conejo Ramos and his father were detained by federal agents after returning home from preschool in Columbia Heights. So, get the picture in your head. It's this 5-year-old with his dad coming home from preschool, okay? School officials and the family's lawyers say agents took Liam out of the running car, so the 5-year-old boy, and directed him to knock on the door to see if others were inside, effectively using him to try to locate relatives and refuse offers from another adult to care for him. So when the ICE officers told the little boy like, "Oh, go knock on the door," right? And obviously, if you see your 5-year-old child knocking, you're gonna open the door. Like, what you doing here alone? Like, what's going on? And the father was like, "Why? You know what I mean? Like, if you're about to take me, leave my 5-year-old son with somebody else." The officers were like, "No, like he can't stay with whoever you think you're gonna leave him with, right?" So they told him go knock on the door and see if anyone was outside, using him as some sort of like bait. And when the father suggested, "Oh, please leave my 5-year-old with so and so," officers were like, "No." Both Liam and his father, who have an active asylum case and had no deportation order, were taken to a family detention center in Texas, where many critics say conditions are poor and children are getting sick. This marks at least the fourth student from the same school district to be detained by immigration officers in recent weeks. Trump and his administration continue to say that the whole increase of these ICE raids, it's for safety and we want to remove criminals. But the reality is that they're targeting just regular people that just look like immigrants. You know what I mean? Like if you look like you wasn't born here, they're targeting you. And my one final point before we dive into this, it's like calling someone an illegal alien, like there's some sort of like I don't even know how to say the word, extraterrestrial figure, like, oh
Yeah.
my God, an alien. Just because the person doesn't have a social security card or a blue passport is wild behavior. If you think you better because you have a little social security number, like, oh, you're an illegal alien. Like, they're a regular human just like you. Yes, they may not have a social security card or a blue passport, but that doesn't make you any better than somebody else. And to involve kids is just so, what is wrong with y'all?
When so I had like saw like the headline I believe last night, and I was just like, am I reading that correctly? I was like a 5-year-old. Like, huh? Right. So that as I started reading more, I'm like, the main purpose that everybody, including Trump and his supporters, say is that we need to get the violent, illegal criminals out of the United States. What violence is a 5-year-old committing? What has this father done to put y'all on his radar? And, the people who want to be ignorant and say that's the sole reason, like, we need to get illegal immigrants out because they're using.
I don't even like using that term, illegal aliens. Like, they're people.
Right. I'm telling you what they say. So they're like, we need to get them out of our country because they're using our resources. They're here illegally. They're criminals. They're smuggling drugs. They're this, they're that, ba boom, ba boom. You guys are such human advocates, obviously, right? You guys want the betterment of every society and don't think that this don't sound crazy to you. So if somebody had grabbed your child out of school, your child, brought them to your house, makes them knock on your door, have you come out and police take you out your house and bring you to a facility because they feel like, you know what, you fit the type. Everybody gonna rally for you, right? It doesn't sound right. I can't imagine being 5 years old and them just snatching me up and then taking me with my father and we're in a whole place where we don't even know. That's crazy. And it's disgusting.
Yeah. And also it's like a lot of, to that same point, these same people that are so pro ICE and so they think they bigger than the program, you say people need to come here the legal way. This person has all their papers in order, right? They have their asylum case ongoing. They are going to, the they have everything in order, right? When they have to go to court, they go to court. Everything is in order. The father was arrived home after picking up his child from preschool. They were in their driveway. You know what I mean? Like all the things that a degular person does, they were doing. I'm in my driveway. So for you to randomly just come pick me up and use my child as bait to not only get me, but also see who else you can bring out of my household is insanity. And so for everyone that continues to say, oh no, it's all for the betterment of America and the criminals, that is all lies. And if you still don't see that, clearly you are choosing ignorance, and that's fine. But don't come to me and try to be bending over backwards to be like, no, it's because of violence. It's not. They want literally anyone that it gives like from the stuff that we read in history books, like if you have 1 ounce of non-American blood, like we need you out.
But my thing is, right, I need y'all to go snatch people up in Staten Island. Like I need y'all, and it's like, granted, if you're gonna do this for immigrants, I need to see all immigrants this happening to. I need to see the nonas. I need to see anybody who is possibly an immigrant. I need the same treatment for everybody. I need all Italian kids grabbed up out of the schools. I need European kids grabbed up out of the schools. And I'm not saying that's what I want to happen, but I'm saying if y'all are going to be ignorant and say that this is okay, I need to see all forms of immigrants this happening to. I don't need to just see Latino immigrants, Nigerian immigrants, Haitian immigrants. I don't need to just see it for them because they look like they're coming from somebody else, someplace else. I need it for white immigrants too.
Yeah, it's just super disheartening, and it breaks my heart because no one deserves to be treated like they are less than. We are all humans. Yes, your circumstances may be different. You were born in America and you were born into wealth. Okay, great. That's good for you, but not everyone's reality is that, and some people do have to struggle just to make a better life for themselves. And so that is unfortunate. I hate it. And the fact that we have 3 more years with Trump is crazy. The next topic is TikTok. Okay, I know we've discussed several times TikTok. We had the little fake ban for a day and they put it back. Trump was like, no, we're gonna sell TikTok. Well, TikTok has officially been bought. Okay, can you tell the people what happened?
I can. First of all, I remember when the whole TikTok ban had happened, and I had got a new phone. So I had to like get TikTok back, and I couldn't get TikTok back. Girl, I had to go download a VPN, had to go through Canada. It was a whole thing, right? And recently I
Mhm.
had to update my TikTok, and I couldn't update it because technically it was in my VPN in Canada. So I had to literally delete TikTok, download it again through my regular app store. Girl, it was a mess. Anyway,
Mhm.
so TikTok has finalized a deal to form a new US entity called TikTok USDS Joint Venture LLC, allowing the app to continue operating in the United States rather than being banned. Oracle, Silver Lake, and MGX will lead the American ownership group, with ByteDance retaining a minority stake. Yeah, minority stake. You probably already accepted the new terms and conditions without reading them, which I
Cause
did.
I know I did.
Girl,
I
because
said,
I'm like, I can scroll. I So, like I mentioned, you probably already accepted the new terms and conditions without reading anything, but changes may not be felt until later on when the US has enough data to retain our algorithms and obviously an increase in data security. Honestly, I don't like I don't think anyone ever reads terms and conditions, and I'm pretty sure they probably said some stuff for sure. They probably said
yeah,
a lot of stuff, but it's like if you are an avid user of the app, you're gonna be like, baby, y'all was gonna do it anyway, except right.
right.
And so to me, I don't know what TikTok is gonna look like. I don't think TikTok is gonna change much, but I feel like there might be differences in terms of like the TikTok shop, like the content that's pushed out to you. I feel like the algorithm is might change as well, so it's gonna be interesting to see. I don't know. I'm like
Yeah.
iffy. Like I feel like I'm iffy. I'm gonna still use TikTok for now until like they really start doing stupid stuff. Like when
Mhm.
Elon Musk took over Twitter, I stopped. I mean, I wasn't using Twitter like that for real anyway, but I really don't use Twitter now because I don't like how it like operates.
Yeah, yeah. So for me, first of all, I love this little graphic. Shout out to CNBC. Um, because now America has what they wanted to. The whole notion of this was because of security, security, security. And I'm like, okay, child, now they have all the information that they just didn't want China to have. So I'm like, I hope y'all are happy. To me, it made no difference because it's like, I don't think TikTok is the only social media platform that is, or maybe it is owned and operated by China, but users in America use it. It don't make no difference to me because the government, whenever they want something, they gonna find it, point
Well,
blank period. Even like if China wants to get some information on you, their technology is so advanced that they're gonna figure it out, point blank period. Like,
my whole thing is also I'm like the amount of anime lovers there are in the world, like all these different third-hand websites that people go on to watch anime. I'm like, you don't think they collecting your info from that too? I'm like, if you gonna do this for one, like do it for all. No, but y'all not worried about that because you see like how successful TikTok
right.
has been. So it's just like I'm afraid we're gonna get more scam likely calls, girl. At this point, like I
Al-
don't know.
Also, it shows how there's so many people that have big money that we just don't even know. Because I remember at the beginning, there were so many of these other big names that were like, oh, so and so could probably buy it. So and so could probably buy it. And then at the end, it was all these big corporations that ain't no one heard of. I mean, maybe you have, but for me, I've never heard of these people. But that's how you know big money is a whole other level that we don't even know. So shout out to y'all. And I'm glad we still have TikTok. Hopefully we don't feel that big of a difference. Next, another major story this week is the United States completely withdraws from the World Health Organization. And if you're wondering, child, what in the world is World Health Organization? Well, don't worry, we're gonna explain that to you. So the United States has officially withdrawn from the World Health Organization, the United Nations agency responsible for coordinating responses to global health threats like mpox, Ebola, and polio. It's known as WHO. So the WHO, World Health Organization, also helps distribute vaccines and medical supplies to poor countries and sets global health guidelines on issues ranging from cancer to mental health. President Trump says the decision was driven by what he calls the organization's mishandling of the COVID-19 pandemic and other health crises. The US currently owes more than $130 million to the agency, And administration officials admit they are still working through the consequences of the withdrawal, including losing access to critical international health data that could provide early warnings of future pandemics. Public health experts warn that this move will weaken the global response to outbreaks and make it harder for US scientists and pharmaceutical companies to develop vaccines and treatments for emerging threats. So think of this as like a worldwide, like when people, the United Nations is like a whole group of people from all countries, right? Like not just the US, all countries join in here. And, they kind of like talk about, okay, this so and so is happening in my country. Like these are preventative measures. This is how, we're testing out this in my country. Like, everybody works together. And so Trump removed the United States from this. And so he's saying it's because of their mishandling of COVID-19. But it's like, now you are putting us in a worse situation, because now all these countries going to be in the know of what's happening, but now the US is out of those conversations, because it's like, okay, you're removing yourself. Don't think that they're about to flag you when a mpox type thing is happening, or COVID-19 type of pandemic is on the horizon. They're not about to tap you in. You say you leaving, right? So figure it out. All of this individualism type of mentality is, in my mind, is going to make America crumble. I know you feel like, oh, you bigger than a program and we have everything, the best, but we need to be a part of these groups. You know what I mean? Like, you are not bigger than the program. Sometimes scientists in other areas are far more intelligent than us, and that's just what it is. And so I just hope that, if we thought the COVID-19 pandemic was quote unquote mishandled, how do you think we're going to handle it better now that we're not in it, a part of these conversations with the people that are actually, like that's their whole job, is to be tracking these pandemic like things.
But mind you, I just feel like everyone was trying to figure out COVID-19. So it's like, to sit there and say we mishandled it was kind of like, it's a misinformation, because it was new. We were all trying to figure it out collectively together. And by the time the information we have from the beginning to the information that we have now, I say we pretty much got it well, figured out, if you ask me. And it's just like, also, I feel like a lot of the people who support him hands down is like, y'all don't even know nothing about natural remedies. So y'all be quick to run to the hospital, and how the hospital gonna figure out what you got? Mind you, Haitian people, Shayla can speak on to, Dominicans, we got natural remedies. So it's like, even if we don't figure it out, I know my mama gonna shove a ginger down my throat.
Yeah. And also, it's like, how am I supposed to take you serious, right? You're saying that United Nations people mishandled whatever, but you was out here telling people, or your administration were like, oh, go eat some horse. It was some sort of like horse medicine people was trying to pipe down. But you were during the pandemic. They were like, oh, it was some sort of horse or animal situation that they were trying to sell to people. What? The right wing. Yes. So it's like, worry about your people. Your people were the ones spreading misinformation and had people taking in animal stuff. Like, anyways, we really are going downhill, and individualism is going to kill America. It is okay if sometimes you do got to take one for the team, and you are giving the United Nations a lot of money, but trust me, the fruit of your labors you will harvest that. It's okay. Anyways, let's move over to our social corner, the fun things.
Yes, y'all. Welcome to our social corner. We're going to talk about a lot of things that have been trending on our social media, whether that be TikTok, Facebook, X, anything, anything social that we've been seeing. And the first thing I'm going to talk about is a lot that's been happening. So the first thing we're going to talk about is Jayda, lilbaby, and Ari. And there's other side characters that are involved, but I'll explain that. But I just want to give y'all a quick image of what they look like. Jayda is on the left, lilbaby's in the middle, and on the right is Ari. Baby, let's get into it, because it's been a week, right? So it all started off, let me read my little description first. So lilbaby has finally addressed the growing drama between his ex Jayda and Ari. Subtly, yeah, Jada's his ex, baby mama technically, and Ari is Ari. If you know who she is, then you know who she is. Right.
Mhm.
So subtly showing support for Jayda, although the backlash that she's been facing online. After Jayda publicly confirmed a long-standing rumors that Ari once had a relationship with Lil Baby, the internet erupted. Lil Baby broke his silence by posting a photo of Jayda on Instagram with the caption CBFW, which stands for cannot be fucked with. Sorry, mama. There's a lot of cursing that's going to be happening, but it's not me, it's them. I'm just saying what they said. So, which many interpreted as him backing her, though fans questioned the gesture given their rocky past. The situation escalated after Jayda revealed the truth during a TikTok live while promoting her skincare line, confirming the rumors and explaining the fallout with her former friendship with Ari. Ari initially teased a response with a cryptic post and a highly anticipated live stream, but failed to directly address the allegations, drawing backlash. She later dismissed Jada's claims during a TikTok stream, suggesting she was not taking them seriously. So the first thing I'm going to show you, I already showed you their faces, but I'll show you one more time. Like I mentioned, that's Jayda, Lil Baby, and Ari. Now, the post that I'm going to show you is when she was on TikTok Live, where Jayda was on TikTok Live promoting her skincare routine, and she saw a comment that basically said the rumors about Lil Baby and Ari, and this was her response.
For that month, so that way now that I'm on Accutane, I'm good. It's like I'm not purging. Them rumors are true. No shade. That's been going on. That's been a thing. But I don't want to talk about that. Like literally, let's not talk about that. Like it's not rumors. That's true.
So that was the thing that like basically had the whole internet like, hold up, girl, you spilling tea, right? So after that, everything escalated. So Ari had made a post where she was just like, I forget what her caption said, but she just basically posted her looking good. And then she had made a post saying that she was going to be on Twitch stream at like 3 p.m. Eastern time. All these people went into her Twitch stream. She ain't addressed nothing. She was just talking, made money. And I'm like, honestly, if y'all gonna build traction to my name, I'm gonna do
I
it
think
like
she
that
had
too.
like a whole photo shoot. That's what was going on. Something
Yeah,
like
like
that.
she had a photo shoot. She was getting her makeup done, her hair done, and everything like that. And like at one point, she was like, "Oh, should I address da da da?" And everybody was just like, "No, like don't say nothing." Like her team in terms of that. But all these people basically tuned in because they're like, "What is the drama?" If when it comes to this, I guess this popular thing about being a baby mama, there are some core people that people automatically associate that with, and Jayda and Ari are one of those. If you know, Ari is the mother of G Herbo's son Yosan, and then Jayda also has a son with Lil Baby named Loyal, right? So like they even had this show that I was on. I think it was on Zeus or whatever like that, and people had already saw like the tension between Ari and Jayda, and we're already making like speculations about that. But then as the years went on, people just kind of like dropped it. So then her coming out to confirm this, people were like, hold up, Ari, you did your friend like that? But the thing that bothers me about the whole thing is Jayda talk about something. I'm not gonna get into it. You could have just ignored the comment then. Like you ain't had to say nothing. Talk about I'm not even gonna get into that, but the rumors are true. Da 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 da. So let us get into some of the afters of everything. So this is the post that I had mentioned with Lil Baby, where he basically said, CBFW cannot be fucked with. And people were like, oh, okay, he's siding with Jayda, right? But if you know, Jayda has a sister. Jayda's sister's name is Jasmine. Jasmine had basically came to her sister's defense, right? So there's another girl in this. Her name is Emily Huff. So I've been doing my deep dive. Emily Huff and Jayda both used to be really close friends. I guess when Jayda had originally first moved to Atlanta, I believe. And Emily Huff was with Lil Baby before any of them, right? So it's like Lil Baby and Emily were together. Jayda comes into the picture, and then apparently that's when Jayda and Lil Baby got together. So now people are like trying to bring up like, but you took him from your friend. So how you got him is the way you got him is the way that he left you, basically, kind of vibe. So Emily apparently had made a post. I don't know if I have it on here. I don't think I didn't. No, I don't have it, but I'm gonna read what she said. So Emily had basically dropped a comment after an account rumored to be Jayda's spam page made remarks about her. So Emily Huff basically said, Jayda, you're a weirdo. You've never been a girl's girl or even a nice girl. You're the perfect example of how you can have it all and still never be happy. You're so obsessed with that man. You must have forgot the real reason I cut you off besides him. You literally stole my lip gloss vendor, color schemes, packaging, and concept. Hired my project manager and consultant when you wanted to start your cosmetic line 6 months after I dropped mine. You've been stealing people's business concepts and designs. Tell them how you wrote me a long ass apology for that weird ass shit that you did to me on Snapchat, then blocked me on everything. But since you want to focus on this whole activity accusation, bitch, we can go there. I kept it cute, but you're doing too much right now. I was trying to start my year like that. I wasn't trying to start my year like that, but drop your nuts. And yeah, drop your nuts. I saw your DM. You find something safe to do. You're not a bully. Go have that energy with Ari's scary ass bitch, right? That's what Emily had put. So then that's when we get into Jayda's sister, Jasmine. So she basically decided to make a response to Emily basically going off. She said, at Emily Huff, please stop the bullshit, ho. You was just copping please when you was supposed to be a show. Wait, well, we were supposed to do a show together. You know how it was coming. Stop making it. I don't even know what she said there. It wasn't you. You was getting fucked. It was never no relationship. And you also gave her the green light to fuck with him because you knew he didn't want you, ho. I was there. Should I continue? Be for real. You want some attention like everybody else because y'all hoes have no motion. You been fell off, right? Then she also put, and if we really talking about it, you fucked him after Alexis, and that's still your friend today. So make it make sense. Y'all was just hoes who get fucked. Where the fuck was your morals then? You been a pass around hoe. The world knows it. So then that's when Emily made a response to Jasmine saying, copping please when? Where? Cop a plea for what? From who? I'm going to spare you a detailed response because your sister already embarrasses you enough. Ooh. Ah, you not all the way there neither. Y'all keep saying got fucked. We are laughing at y'all trying to run that narrative knowing we never fucked. That's the real reason y'all don't like me. I never had to fuck. I come from generational wealth, babes. I don't ever fall off. Just back because of weird bitches like y'all. You and I never even spoke about your clown ass sister, and you still hang with me. Where was all this energy when you came over to my house? Crazy, you all of a sudden forgot how I sat around defending you when she put you out for a whole other man, but go off, right? So now that's basically a long detailed response about everything that happened. And for me, when I saw this, I'm like, this is really all stems from a man. Going through all this drama for a man is like very crazy to me. And it's like, Jayda, one, you never had to say anything because if we know, I remember your past with lilbaby and how that man used to dog you out all the time. How every time he cheated on you, it became public and you went back time after time after time. So if it was me personally, I'm not getting in any drama involving that man for the simple fact of the embarrassment I went through when I was with him. I'm not confirming nothing. I'm not talking about nothing that involves him because every time your name has been tied to him, you end up being the one who's embarrassed.
Yeah, my whole thing with this is like, as you mentioned, if you didn't want to open that door, why even read that comment? Because once you read that comment, oh, I'm not going to talk about it. It's not a rumor. First of all, people are on that live. They are screen recording because some people get lots of money from just reposting stuff and clipping, as you should get your coins. And so you're not new to the social media world. You know what you're doing. And so you open that door and that's like, it is what it is. Over a man, I listen, even if like I did feel some type of way, I'm gonna just tell you directly. I don't got time for the back and forth. And anytime I think about Jayda, I just think about how when we covered the pre-order saga that happened, like 1,500 pre-orders were put in place months after. She never talked about anything. And it was like, oh, well, it's because of tariffs. It's because of this. And she also has had several accusations of of copying small business owners, fashion, you know what I mean? Like they're the stuff that they create, she allegedly would copy from the small fashion people and then make it her own for her own brand. So it's just like you have bigger fish to fry. You know what I mean? Like you do not want to be back in the headlines. This is me just thinking like businesswoman vibes, right? I'm just trying to get my feet back up after dealing with the whole with my brand being put, under the ringer because of all of these pre-orders that never arrived and people are thinking that I'm copying their designs. Like, worry about that. Men are going to be men. And if you already feel like you don't want to discuss what Ari did, don't talk about it. Because once you do, that is just going to open a whole door. And now we do got to talk about it because you brought it up.
Right. You mentioned it. Now it's like, and then you talk about you got receipts, but then you're not posting the receipts. My thing is, if I'm going to sit here and actively put my mouth on a situation, I'm gonna make sure I have all the details laid out right there and then. So nobody gotta ask me nothing. Y'all don't gotta question me about nothing since I decided to speak on it. If I'm not gonna speak about it, mind you, I never knew about this rumor. As much as like I know about Jayda and Ari, I keep my information on them very minimal. I have never heard this rumor about lilbaby and Ari until Jayda decided to speak on it. So it's just like I would have never known nothing if you never said nothing. And it's like, and if you are going to say something, put it all on the table, put it on the flow. What are we talking about? I'm not going to give you no half information. That's like me and Shayla go beefing. And I'm like, yeah, Shayla was sleeping with my man behind my back. Baby, I'll put all the info out there. I'll be like, she slept with him here. The text message.
Well, that's not a good friend, but
girl, I mean, if you sleep with my man, are we friends?
Well, right. But my whole thing is I'm not bringing to social media anything. I'm very much, if I got a problem with you, I'll pull up outside your house. Let's talk about it if you really feel some type of way. You know what I mean? Like going back and forth on social media is just not my type of thing, especially when it's something that I real life. If I'm upset about something, I need to see you in real life. Social media is not going to make me feel any better about nothing.
No, for real. Honestly, to your point, I would not bring anything like that to social media. If the problem is between me and you, my cornea got to meet your cornea. Ain't no, Twitter fingers, Snapchat live, Instagram live, none of that. I don't want to. No, we're not doing none of the lives. If I got a problem with you, you got to see me. I need to see you physically. We're not doing this virtually.
Well, we wish them the best of luck.
But also, I just want to say really quickly, lilbaby must got that schlong on him because the way these girls be arguing, and
that's how I feel about Blueface. Blueface be literally like, and I can't even be mad at him now because he's very open that he has, what Dalmatians. He got 5 girls, and he got them on live cook-offs and all. And so the women know about it, and they still gladly cook for him and do all the things. I'm like, girl,
I'm like,
Blueface got going on?
He must be packing something, right? Like,
girl, what? To let yourself be embarrassed like that is just, what is going on? I need to know. Actually, I don't want to know, but it's just like it gotta be something crazy.
Like to your point, I don't need to know, but I want to know. Like, you could just send me a video. Like, I don't need to be in the place. Like, I need to understand what got y'all going so crazy. Because years later, Jayda, for you to even bring it back up, it's like he must be slinging something.
So Jayda is single now?
Well, she says she's been single. She says she's been single for years. But it's like, if I've been single for years, nothing the father of my child doing, I'm bringing back up, especially after you embarrassed me the way that you did. So he must be carrying something mean in them drawers. Like, it gotta be something.
Okay, well, shout out to lilbaby and Blueface. On to the next thing that has been trending on my TikTok is the young hoe trend. Okay, and you're like, what's a young hoe? So if you have any of these 3, and I'm going to ask Rebecca, but you also comment down below if you are a if you follow under the young hoe category, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're a hoe if you ain't catch my
Right.
drift.
It's just it's like
it's just like a vibe. Hoe as in HO, not the HOEs. Okay.
But it's just like, that girl.
Right. So tell me if you are a young hoe, Rebecca. You cook everything on high heat. Don't use a cutting board. And you cook everything in the air fryer. Do you fall into the categories?
So I do cook everything on high heat because I feel like it cook faster. I don't like to use a cutting board. I'll take a napkin, fold it up 3 times, and cut on that because I don't want to do the dishes. I don't cook everything in the air fryer, but I do use the air fryer.
Okay, so you are, in fact, a young hoe.
Girl, I'm a young spry hoe, period.
Is there anything else you would want to, as a young hoe, is there anything you would like to add to this category that you feel like missing?
I've seen like a little bit of this trend. I didn't see it like much, but it's like I'm the type of person when a trend start looking like it's real deep into it, I don't even sit there and be like,
I mean, it's not deep. There's nothing deep about it.
I know, but it's just I felt like I started seeing people in the comments being like, oh, like, yeah, I'm a young hoe, this, that, and third. And I was like, maybe this is a trend. Maybe there was a video that came out and now everybody's quoting that. I'll see it when I see it. So I saw this one girl was like, she was like, POV, I'm a young hoe, so I don't turn. She's like, I make sure the lights are off and everything, or something like that. Like she's like, I'm in my house, and I like it dark or something like that. Like she'll only keep minimal light on. She's like, I'm a young hoe, and I was like, yeah, that's me. I turn off the lights for everything. I be in other people's house turning off the lights.
Yeah, young hoes like to shower in extremely hot water, and that is me.
That's me. People think I'm crazy for that, but I need to see the steam come off my skin. People are like, oh, there's no health benefits. Okay. What? I'm taking a shower. I'm doing for cleanliness of me.
I mean, I don't know if I want the steam coming off of my body, but I need to see the steam coming out like the
girl, I'm preparing myself for when I see Lucifer. Like, I need the heat to be.
I don't want to see Lucifer, child. I'm with God. But anyways, comment down below. Do you prescribe to the young hoe qualities? Are you a young hoe? Remember, we're not talking about real hoes. This is all jokes and gigs, okay?
If you that girl, if you that guy, okay, that period. That man.
Yeah, you could be a young hoe and be a male too.
Yeah, of course. There's a lot of men who I know who are whores, but that's a different.
What? We're not talking about real hoes. What
I know, I get that, but I was just saying, like, yeah.
Okay, on to the next thing that really took me out this week. Okay, Don Lemon. If you don't know who Don Lemon is, he is an iconic journalist, reporter. A lot of you may know him from CNN. He has gone viral during like the New Year's Eve broadcast because he would get drunk and, of course,
popping bottles.
Yes, people were mad about that. Like, you're getting drunk on TV, yada, yada, yada. But he got fired from CNN because of an alleged ageist joke relating to like a government official or something like that. CNN let him go. And after CNN let him go, Don Lemon really been outside popping. He has his own YouTube channel. He essentially created his own show, but on TikTok and YouTube, still doing what he used to do on CNN, but he's more free and outspoken and, he'll curse. He's his real self. Because when you see people on camera, trust me, there's a whole corporation behind them that is guiding them and telling them what they can and cannot do. So now this is the real Don Lemon. And so he, in one of his little like on the ground reporting sessions, he went to a church, right? As journalists do, to see on the ground what's happening, right? And this group was about to protest at a church that had like allegedly the priest also works for ICE or something along those lines. So Don Lemon wants to cover it. And he was like live streaming it, and you can see the protesters saying like, this is why I'm going to go into this church and protest. And he also spoke with, the people in the church, the priest, all of the people. And Nicki Minaj, the Christian herself, honey, now she is the poster child for Christianity, got triggered by that. And she went off on him. Let me see. And this is what she said. She's just, So Minaj lashed out on X, labeling Lemon as, quote, disgusting, using a homophobic slur and accusing him of disrespecting Christianity after he live streamed protesters interrupting a church service over claims a pastor worked with ICE. Lemon fired back in an Instagram video, calling Minaj's comments unhinged and homophobic, telling her to, quote, get a life, and referencing her citizenship status and her husband's criminal record. The dispute stems from Lemon's early... The whole live stream was nearly 7 hours, but I believe we have the Don Lemon video, so let us play that for y'all.
So people have been asking me about responding to Nicki Minaj's unhinged, homophobic tweet about me. I usually don't respond to this stuff, but let me just say this. Nicki Minaj, stop talking about shit for which you know nothing about. This is out of your depth, by the way, and you are a homophobic bigot. You don't care about African Americans, and you're not an African American. From what I know, you are reportedly an undocumented citizen, so you should be deported under Donald Trump's rules. And the other thing is that your family members, you have one family member who is reportedly a sex offender, the other family member, your husband or whatever, a sex offender is your husband, and one of them is reportedly a pedophile. And you have nerve to talk about me and what you think that I do? Nicki Minaj, get a life. Stop being a pick-me. You should have put a pick-me doll on that damn tweet instead of a Chucky doll, because you are nothing but a pick-me. And I choose not to pick you. And so should black people, and so should gay people. Shouldn't buy your music. Clock that.
One thing about that, baby, it is one thing to be read by someone that just naturally, likes to read people, but to get read by someone, baby, he not new to this. He is true to this. He comes with the facts, baby. This is journalism. This is journalism.
Yo, and while Shayla was reading, I had put like the tweet, but this is basically what the tweet that she had put, like, just getting crazy out the mouth. And my whole thing is, right, I've said this in past episodes, and I will say this again. I think when I think of Nicki Minaj, I have never thought of religious advocate, human rights advocate, immigration specialist. Like, I have never tied none of those things to Nicki Minaj's name. If you ask me if she's a great lyricist, got that. Ask me if she's a great musical icon, yes. Like, I tie those things to her. Nicki Minaj would not be who I'm going to hear about immigration reform, Christianity, nothing about that. Mind you, if we're going to sit there and take ties on Christianity, nothing that she has talked about gives me Christianity values.
And,
so what?
And also, it's like, where is the mirror? Because if you need to set the example. How are you going to clock other people, right, when your husband is a registered sex offender? You know what I mean? Like, before you clock other people, please look at yourself. You know what I mean? Like, yes, your husband is your husband. That has nothing to do with me. I wasn't the one that... But it's like, you trying to worry about other people and how you're a Christian and all of these rules and values. You are married to a sex offender. So I feel like anything you say holds no weight when it's relating to people and what's good and what's wrong. You're married to a sex offender. I don't want to hear nothing.
But my thing is also, even with that, is just that as the years go on, like, I think we also need to call a spade a spade. Like, this is giving like she needs a mental evaluation fast. Stat. Doctor. Like, it's giving that. Like, and I get it. There's going to be people who still support her. And like, if you do support her, that's fine. Great. Do you. Like, when I was doing my makeup before we started recording, Your Love came on and I was still singing that. But I'm not going to Nicki Minaj for nothing when it comes to anything morally correct, anything politically correct, anything religiously aligning with me. I'm not going to Nicki Minaj for none of that. So the fact that she is trying to put herself on this platform as an advocate for Christians is crazy to me, because it's just like, everyone has their own religious journey. Mm-hmm. I'm religious. I'm more spiritual than religious. There's always going to be someone who's going to, there's different variations. There's people who are on the higher scale. Me, I would say, like, I'm right here. God know I rock with him. He know where my heart is, right? But it's just like, when those people who actively have gone through a different life path and they finally decide to tap in with their religious aspects. There's some who, not all, but some, it's just like, y'all take it to the extreme and forget who you used to be or forget what path you took. So it's just like, yes, you can be religious, you can believe in God 1000%, but do not forget who you are and what your name is tied to. Like, don't forget that.
Yeah, I just hope the right wing is cutting her a check, because at least you are losing your morals for some coins. You know what I mean? If you're just doing this off rip because you feel like it, how you go to 0 to 100 like that? I just don't understand.
And it's like very much 0 to like
Yes.
10,000, because it's like, huh?
This
Like,
has never been heard.
and it's just like, Nicki, honestly, Nicki is so extreme with it right now. I remember when she announced that her album is going to be dropping in March of this year. I need to see all them proceeds going to the Christians in Nigeria. I need to see all them proceeds going to Christians, period. You
Right.
advocating for ICE. I need to see all them funds going to the places that you support, because you support them wholeheartedly, right? Mind you, all the people who are reporting about what is happening in Minnesota and the protests, and you decide to speak on Don Lemon, is crazy to me.
Right.
It's crazy. Fox is covering them. You don't speak on it because they probably align with the way you see things. CNN is covering it. You not saying nothing to them. MSNBC, ABC, NBC, all these places are covering what is currently happening in Minnesota.
That's journalism.
And it's like, you decide to go to Don Lemon. Mind you, I could understand if you sat there and you were like, oh, he's funding this protest and nothing. Like, he was being a journalist. Boots on the ground.
Hello?
Boots on the ground. Are you coming for the journalists that are in Nigeria talking about all the different things that are happening? No, you're not talking about that. So for the fact that you decide to take your time away from songwriting, to take those same fingers that you use with a pen, you took them fingers, went to Twitter and decided to sit there and start talking smack talk about cocksucking this, cocksucking that. Aren't half your songs talking about pussy licking? Like, let's be for real.
On that note, let's move on to another family that made all the social headlines this week, child.
Baby, we are going to be talking about the Beckmans. And let me show you a quick photo.
The Beckmans?
Is it not Beckmans?
I'm pretty sure it's Beckham's.
Oh, Beckham's.
Like
you're
Victoria
right.
Beckham.
Girl, you're right.
Fuck that girl. Did I miss the story?
So we're going to be talking about the Beckhams. This is the family. Okay. Well, not the whole family, but the 4 people who are mainly we are going to be discussing. Mm-hmm. So Brooklyn Beckham, the oldest son between former soccer player David Beckham and Victoria Beckham, posted a lengthy Instagram statement that thrust his long rumored tensions with his parents into the public view. In it, he says that he does not want to reconcile their relationship and lays out a series of grievances, including his wedding to his wife, Nicola. The Beckhams haven't responded. I want to say that as well. So while I'm reading what he's saying, this is like a 15-second thing that just shows like kind of what everything he was saying, but I'm just breaking out a few key points. So the first thing he mentioned was the first dance drama. Brooklyn alleges Victoria hijacked the couple's planned first dance when Mark Anthony brought him on stage, and that she danced on him in a way that he found humiliating. He says the experience was so upsetting that him and Nicola later wanted to renew their vows to replace painful wedding memories. The article notes that British Vogue's account of the night describes Brooklyn inviting his mother to dance, joined by David and Harper, and that people online are demanding footage to confirm what happened. Then there was another instance that he mentioned, which was the dress gate, where he said that Brooklyn claims his mother was supposed to design Nicola's wedding dress, but canceled late, forcing Nicola to scramble. The piece contrasts that with prior reporting and Nicola's past comments suggesting that Beckham ulteriorly couldn't finish in time, and highlights that Vogue reporting that Nicola ultimately wore Valentino couture after a long design process, framing it as a messy claim versus counterclaim that's hard to verify, right? The next thing that he says, he alleges that his parents tried to pressure him or bribe him into signing away rights connected to his name shortly before the wedding, saying refusing affected the payday and changed how they treated him. Then Brooklyn says that he and Nicola came to the UK, but were left waiting in a hotel for a week, claiming David would only see him at a large birthday party and later agreed to meet only if Nicola didn't come. The article notes that earlier sourcing that suggested Brooklyn skipped the party due to Romeo attending with someone Brooklyn had been linked to. Baby, it's a whole lot of stuff, right? So when I saw this, I sent it to Shayla. I said, ooh, the tea is high. I was just like, first of all, I've never really known much about the Beckhams. It's Beckhams, right? What I say before, Beckons? Girl, I don't know, Beckhams, right? So I never really like knew much about the Beckhams. I just knew about David Beckham because people would always post like, oh, that's a fine man. And like, I didn't even, honestly, I knew he was a soccer player in small mention because somebody posted a photo of him on the field, but not because like I actually follow soccer or anything like that. So when I saw that, I didn't know he had like a son named Brooklyn. I was like, hold up, this is tea. Like they spilling tea on this family because this family seems very private to me. So when I saw this, I was just like, this honestly is realistic. Like I feel like it checks out because we even saw with like the royal family when it came to Harry, like getting away from everybody. I was just like, y'all got to realize like these people, like, when it comes to image and everything like that, they are willing to do anything to maintain said image. So I wasn't really surprised, honestly.
Yeah. And I do want to say that his dad, David Beckham, he did cryptically respond to his son and all the social media posts. He went on a CNBC show called Squawk Box. He went on CNBC, child, and they asked him about social media, and he essentially said that social media can be fertile grounds for people to make mistakes. Quote, I have always spoken about social media and the power of social media for the good and for the bad. The famed soccer player said, quote, the bad we've talked about with what kids can access these days, it can be dangerous. So clearly he is not like clueless. He knows that his child has posters and he mentioned it, but you know, mentioning it without talking about the elephant in the room. And I just want to see how was Victoria Beckham dancing on the, you know, because he said that during my first dance, Mark Anthony, as a Latina child, I would love if Mark Anthony would come sing at my wedding, honey, for my first dance. But anyways, Mark Anthony is about to sing for the first dance, and then Victoria Beckham just essentially steals the show and begins to dance inappropriately. And I'm like, first of all, if I'm the wife, no tea, no shade, I might have to just drag you out politely. This is my first dance. Mark Anthony is singing, and I would just move her. No, it's my wedding day, so I would be bridezilla to the gods. And yeah, how was she dancing, twerking? And as the wife, I'm moving you. I'm so sorry.
I think it's so funny the memes that I've been seeing because like this is a real serious situation and people was just like they're like me being Victoria dancing at the one like
right.
dying. I was like, we can't take nothing serious. This man pouring his heart out and we over here talking about some bow. I also want to mention, like, you know, aside from the funny stuff, I think I've seen some people, it's kind of mixed reviews. I've seen some people say like, oh, if you have problems with your family, keep it with you and your family. But I've also seen some people are like, if you keep disrespecting someone's wife and he is standing for his wife, this should be applauded. And I just feel like I'm kind of like on the fence, especially when it comes to like social media. I'm like, social media doesn't fix problems. Like you letting me know doesn't do anything for the relationship of you and your family. Like I said, I don't keep up with the Beckhams or anything like that. So if there was tension, I would have never even cared because again, I don't keep up with y'all. So it's like the fact that you put it on social media, it doesn't do nothing for me. I'm still like rock how I rock, but I'll be like, oh yeah, like him and his family don't rock with each other. Like it's just like a point now. It's not really like, oh my gosh, like judgment is going to come. Like they're still going to have the empire that they have. You're still going to have the empire that you built. And I'm going to still have the empire that I don't have. So it's just like, to me, it does nothing for me. But I do appreciate somebody sticking up for their wife because so many times, well, spouse, period. There's so many times where we see like families have something to say about someone else's spouse and like, those spouses let that thing, like, let it happen. They let it rock. They let the tension build and everything like that. So the fact that you decide to, you know, speak out and be like, hey, y'all not about to keep playing with my wife. I stand 10 toes with that, my boy.
Yeah, and it's also like hit him where it hurts, right? As he expressed, they're trying to keep this image and seem like everything is great and we're a happy family. So he clearly knew this was the way to get to them. So it hurts. And so we wish them the best of luck. And also, some people think that celebrities are immune to real life things. No, just because you have status and money and are a celebrity, you still are a real human. You go with, you deal with family drama. Life will life no matter what. The next thing, I just want to give a major shout out to Sinners. I don't know if you guys have watched that movie, but delayed but not denied. Okay, Ryan Coogler's thriller movie Sinners made history by securing 60 Oscar nominations for the 98th Academy Awards, breaking the previous record of 14 held by Titanic, La La Land, and All About Eve. The Warner Brothers film is a top contender for Best Picture, Director, and Actor, who was none other than Michael B. Jordan. I have a little poster here. Sinners, shout out to Sinners. We love seeing movies with predominantly, like any minority that's creating movies. I love to see them shine, because I remember when the movie first dropped, I don't know if it was Deadline, but it was some sort of like the major entertainment outlets. I was like, oh, Sinners dropped, and their first day was, their income gross was less than expected. I don't know, they were just dragging it before even giving it a chance to actually do good. And even in other award shows, they have kind of been neglected, and it's like, oh, Sinners should have def won. But delayed but not denied. Shout out to them. They deserve all the good things. And it was a good movie. If you haven't watched it, I suggest you.
And I said I was gonna watch it, but like I said in the last episode, it's gonna take me like 6 years. I'm gonna watch it. I am. It's just when,
and never. And the last thing before we get into our sports corner is Ulta Beauty World. That has also been trending on social media. I knew nothing about this until I was seeing people on TikTok like, oh my God, like I didn't get a ticket. And so it sold out. And let me show you. This is if you go to their site, it says Ulta Beauty World tickets are sold out. And this is their kind of a video they posted showcasing what it is.
So when I just want to say really quickly, when I saw this, I didn't know that this was basically a convention. Like I thought when they said like a ticket, I'm thinking like they're talking about like a brand trip. Like I'm thinking like, oh, y'all gonna be in like Bora Bora, living it up, like doing it big. I'm like, that's a convention.
Yeah, but I think the thing is tickets were kind of decently priced, because as you can see, they're going to have major brands and you're going to leave with goodies and whatever. And usually if you go into Ulta or Sephora, 3 items be costing you $200. So it's kind of like, oh, I get to go to this place, get all these free samples and meet with people, creators and big brands and etc. And if you are, a beauty influencer, or there's so many beauty creators, small and big, this is my opportunity to network and create content. And so a lot of people felt like they were left out. And yeah, now I know about it. I didn't know it was a thing. So maybe in 2027, child, who knows?
You would go?
I mean, if it was in New York, I don't know if I'm taking out.
Honestly, we have a large convention center right here in Edison, New Jersey. So Ulta, if you ever want to, pull up to the Garden State, pull up.
We arms wide open. Come on over. Let's move over to our sports corner.
Yes.
You got 24 seconds and it's starting right now.
I feel like every time we get into our sports corner, I'm like, the first thing we talk about is like someone just who happens to be in a sports, because these athletes just be doing stuff. So the first thing we're going to talk about is Gervonta Davis. Let me show y'all a photo of him. Gervonta the Tank Davis. Okay. So he has been stripped of his WBA lightweight title and designated as champion in recess following an active arrest warrant tied to new domestic violence allegations, along with prolonged inactivity in the ring. The WBA cited both the legal situation and Davis's limited title defenses, just 2 in the past 3 years, as a reason for the decision. The latest charge stems from accusations from his ex-girlfriend Courtney Rossell, I think that's how you pronounce it, who claims Davis assaulted, falsely imprisoned, and kidnapped her during an October incident at a Miami strip club. Police say surveillance footage supports her account, and the civil lawsuit is also pending. Davis remains, I don't know if this part is true, so I'm not going to say that part again. Well, not true. I don't know if that's changed, and I don't want this to be late. So the allegations add to a long history of domestic violence claims, arrests, drop cases, and other legal issues that have followed Davis throughout his career, including past incidents caught on camera, prior warrants, and a 2020 hit and run conviction. The controversy has already impacted his career, previously leading to the cancellation of a high-profile Netflix fight and now costing him his world title. So we talk about this a lot when it comes to athletes in terms of like football and NFL players, and we say like when domestic violence is tied to them, not much really happens. And I feel like with Gervonta Davis, this is kind of different for him because you're like your hands are like legal weapons, right? So it's just like when you know you already have that, as a fighter, when you're a fighter, you automatically have that like that anger connotation put onto you, because why else would you be a part of that sport if you don't have some type of anger issues? When you know that, there has to be ways for you to know how to de-escalate a situation for the best for you, for your career, for your livelihood. The fact that you are tied consistently to domestic abuse allegations is like, my boy, you don't want the career that you think you want, because if you knew you were constantly tied to that, you will put yourself in predicaments, in situations to better your livelihood so that you are not like always tied to that. Like I don't understand what doesn't make sense. And Shayla has said this before. It's like, if you already know what you have and the livelihood that you have, there is no reason why you are consistently putting yourself in that predicament. I don't care what anybody says to you to trigger you. You need to understand what your triggers are and do better for you. Because when money is taken away from you, nobody is going to help you but you.
Yeah, and also it's like these people have the money to get the resources that they need. You know what I mean? You're making lots of money. You know your triggers, that this is your livelihood. And of course, like people get mad. I know it's easier said than done when I'm here, happy go lucky. I get it. When you're mad, tunnel vision. It happens to all of us. But you are in a way different situation where it's like, this is your livelihood. This is not your first incident. It's a reoccurring thing. Get the help that you need. I also want to give a big shout out in the little sports thing. We usually don't talk about college as much, but I do want to give number one, the Lady Huskies, UConn Huskies are doing very well. They are still undefeated. So shout out to them. But also, Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza. If you didn't see, they won like the NCAA football finals, whatever. It was Indiana versus Miami. Indiana ended up winning, and their quarterback Fernando Mendoza just declared for the NFL draft, and he's expected to go to the Raiders. But the way he talks, he seems so down to earth and just so like, you know what I mean? Like he is, as a reporter, how we've discussed how some people do not want to talk to how they running out the field. He's the one you want to lock in for the interview because he'll give you a whole storyline and he's so passionate about like, he is religious and this is why I did this. And he breaks down and people are like, oh, he talked like Chat GPT. His whole, life story is so amazing to see because again, this is another instance of delayed but not denied because he tried to go in as a walk-in for the Miami team, and they denied him, right? So he went, he had his life journey was different. He ended up in Indiana, and for your final year, not only are you playing in Miami, but you win it all, and now you are most likely going to be the first draft pick. And his mom also has, I think, like multiple sclerosis, and she wrote him
Yeah,
a letter
she's
when
always sitting, and the dad doesn't get up either because like she can't, it's just like
yes, she wrote him a letter like when he won the Heisman Trophy, which is essentially like the biggest award you can get in NCAA football. And so the whole storyline is I'm a sucker for a good storyline, and I'm so happy for him. I wish him the best of luck. I hate that he's going to the Raiders, but it is what it is. Good luck with
I
Tom
just
Brady
want
and
to say
them.
really quickly because I didn't know, like, I'm not really into like college sports as much as I should be. I'm trying to get into it. Shayla helps out with that, so we appreciate her. So Shayla and I were on the phone, and I was like, "Oh, what are you watching?" And she told me she was watching that championship game, and I remember watching like First Take and like hearing everybody talk about it, and I'm like, "Oh, like I need to remember to watch that." Obviously, forgot, but Shayla helped remind me, so shout out to her. Love you, big dog. Yeah, period. And when I was watching it, I said to Shayla, and I know some people might clock me, but I was like, "Oh, I was like, mind you, I don't care about neither of these teams." But I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna root for Miami because I see more black people on there. And, I root for most people black, right?" So I'm like, okay, like this, that, and the third. But as I'm watching the game, I said to Shayla at one point, if Indiana wins, I can't even be mad because when I put in work from beginning to end, like they played no
Defense was not playing with nobody.
I think the quarterback, what's his name? You said his name was?
Fernando.
Yeah, Fernando Mendoza. When
Mhm.
this man hopped off the back of I said, ooh, into the end zone. I said, ain't no way. Mind you, the way I will give Indiana their credit, y'all did that.
They were on a mission. They
Okay,
said, we are
mind
going
you,
to do what we got
they
to
were
do.
15-0 for the whole season. 15-0.
Mhm.
And then y'all win this. Like, go ahead. Congratulations to y'all. The better team won in this aspect for sure.
Yeah.
And y'all put, like, when I say put in work, they played no games. Their coach must have told them, everybody expects y'all to sit there and think that y'all are automatically gonna win, but I
Right.
need y'all to play desperate. And they played desperate. And I love a good game.
And I think it also went beyond the coach. Like you could tell the players was really on a mission. Like we want this, we are going to win. And also, I always say this, like the quarterback is put under like a bubble wrap. You know what I mean? Like I'm taking all these hits to save this guy, but you could tell that Fernando was willing to put his own, physical on the line to win this game. And as like that's a great example of a team player. That's who I'm trying to play with. That's a quarterback that I would want to have on my team. So shout out to them.
And before we end the show, I just want to talk about really quickly NFL. If you know, Rebecca is still heartbroken because my cousin Caleb Williams could not finish it all, and the Chicago Bears are out of the NFL playoffs, but it's okay. So I just want to, who's the remaining teams? I wanted to tell y'all really quickly. So the remaining teams right now on Sunday, we're going to see the Patriots and the Broncos play, and then we're also going to see the Rams and the Seahawks, and then the winner from those two games is going to determine who is going to be in the Super Bowl. Okay, now if you ask me, who do I think I want the Super Bowl to be? I think I would love for it to be I don't really care about the Patriots or the Broncos, but I do want the Seahawks to win for the simple fact that the Rams took out my Chicago Bears, and I don't rock with that. But I also see the Seahawks kind of give me the same vibes that we were talking about with Indiana. I have not paid attention to the Seahawks in years, ever since Russell Wilson was on that team. Like I have not paid attention to them, and I feel like they've been like on like coasting, but they've been the highest team for this whole entire season. But I feel like they've been coasting because people aren't really paying attention to them like they should. So I'm excited to see what they do, because if they do end up making it to the Super Bowl, I feel like they might actually be the team that could win it all. Because when I watched one of their games, I was watching their game against the 49ers. Baby, that game was embarrassing. 41-6. The 49ers 6 points was 2 field goal kicks.
For me, it will definitely be the Bad Bunny Super Bowl. That
I'm
will be my focus. I cannot wait. I know he's gonna have something in that halftime show that will trigger the right wing. So I am all
again.
in.
I
Can't wait.
know it. I know it. I
And if you
cannot
know,
wait.
you know, he is Bad Bunny only toured like he had a Puerto Rico residency, right? And he was like, I'm not gonna go to the US because of the spike in ICE raids. And as we can see, things have only gotten worse, not better. And so this is going to be like his one time being in the US performing. And so I cannot wait. I don't care who wins. Sometimes I have the teams that like I kind of would root for, but none of those teams are here. And so I'm all in for Bad Bunny. Can't wait. If you made it
Yes.
this far, make sure you comment a football in order of NFL. The finals. Is it the finals? Called
Well,
finals?
you said in
The
order.
playoffs.
In honor, yeah.
In
period.
honor of the playoffs. Thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate you guys, every comment, every share. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we will see you guys.
Hold up. I didn't tell them what I want them to comment. Shayla loved to skip past me. I'm just saying. I would love for y'all to put down like a book, because the way Don Lemon read Nicki Minaj was really such a journalistic talent that I just, we got to give it to him. We got to give it to him. And I want to say, Shayla, I checked. We're at 413 subscribers now. So, baby, we going up, on the way up. Hey. But thank you guys so much for tuning into this week's episode. We appreciate y'all. Like Shayla mentioned, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we always forget to shout out our Spotify. Check us out on Spotify so you can listen to us in the car, Buki. You could just, listen to these smooth tunes by Rebecca at 6 o'clock.
Oh, Rebecca likes to remove me. Is the Rebecca tunes?
The tunes are Shey and
Anyways,
Becca.
guys, don't take none of this serious. We really do like each other, please. We just mess around like that. So anyways, thank you so much. And we will see you guys next Friday. Bye,
Bye.
guys.